Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Christine. If you're new here, if you're not, welcome back. It is weekly Wednesday weigh-in, and I get excited every week. On Tuesday, I start getting a little bit excited. I only weigh myself a couple times a week, and so I am starting to look forward to these Wednesday weigh-ins. I get on the scale Wednesday morning, first thing, record it in, as you all know, my handy dandy notebook that I have used the entire time. And then I come upstairs and film a video about how it went. So this week was good. I am really happy with Zepbound, which is surprising because I'm not a huge I'm afraid of drugs for the most part. And this is not, my channel is purely my experience with this. And I'm excited to share it because I get a lot of questions from friends that I talk to, my family, my mom, my sister are very curious about what these new weight loss drugs are about. Actually, there were diabetes drugs that have found other uses for them, which is weight loss. And for me, it's been fantastic. I have been on Zepbound this is week 24. So I did want to say, check with your own doctor. I am not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm just telling you my journey. So this week was good. I went down another 3 pounds. And I am down 75 pounds in 24 weeks. So I was excited to see the scale move. I didn't think it would be this week. My food noise is coming back a little bit, but I kind of look at it as an opportunity to learn how to deal with food noise. It's not real loud. It's not like it was before I started taking tirzepatide. It definitely is more subdued, but I can feel it. I started on 2.5 milligram dosage for 8 weeks. Some people do it for 4 weeks. I did it for 8, which was perfect. My doctor moved me up to 5, at which point I was terrified to move up. I was terrified in the first place to try this. My daughter, who is 33, 35, 33, and 24. I hope I got that right. I think that's right. I think she's 33. She is 33. My middle daughter went on Zepbound a good 8 months before I did. In fact, I think it's her 1-year anniversary, and I've been on it 8 months. Well, she started, I think, last August, and I started in February. So the end of February. So I guess that's about right. And she said, Mom, you should go on it, because she knew that before I went on this, I was very, very frustrated with, I'm 58. I was having a very hard time losing weight. It seemed like the harder I worked out, the more cortisol was released, the angrier I got, and my weight was not coming down. It was going up. And I have always eaten pretty healthy in addition to eating, some junk food, but overall, like we have for a few years now concentrated on like grass-fed beef and trying to healthy up our diet here. We grow a lot of our own vegetables and and try to buy stuff without pesticides on it, the organic stuff or the pesticide-free. I don't eat a lot of processed food. I didn't then, but I did like cheeses and breads, which on the good side, there are whole foods that you can recognize, right? Bread, cheese. I think those are considered healthy unless you're on a keto diet. So the diet that I've been on, I'm going to do a short little recap for those of you who have not been following my channel at all. I really try to eat, I prioritize protein. So I've read that protein is so important, especially when you're over 50, and it might even be like over 40. I should look up the actual statistic. But you lose muscle mass much quicker as you get older. So I have, in the last, is this 5 months now, 6 months, incorporated weightlifting a lot of days a week. I'm just starting to go up on my weights, and so I try to eat 3 times a day. I'm not a big fan of intermittent fasting. It doesn't make me feel good. I did it for a little while, and I just didn't get the results that a lot of people get. But part of what I want to convey when I'm telling you the things that are working for me is keep trying to find out what works for you, because that is what's important. What's important is not what works for me. But I will tell you that this is the first time in 58 years. I mean, I wasn't dieting from the years 0 through like 12. That's about it. But you have to find what's right for your body. So I've always liked to work out. I always liked to jog. I was never a fast runner, but I did like, as my girls were growing up, to go out for a jog, looking at people's yards and gardens, and to get outside. I love outside. I used to love to hike till I fell and broke my shoulder, and then I had shoulder surgery several years ago. And what really propelled me to lose weight this time, and I think that for you, like, when it gets to be enough for you, you're gonna decide when you want to lose weight. Nobody else can do that for you. Nobody else could do it for me. I was very lucky. I have a husband who is just, I just love him to pieces. We've been together 40 years. I've known him over 40 years, and we've been married 38 years. He never said a thing about my weight. So nobody should, but people do, as you know. If you're overweight, you've probably had people say stupid things to you, and he never did that. So it wasn't pressure from him when I finally lost weight. It wasn't pressure from anything. Okay, so I turned on my do not disturb, because if I don't, somebody will call me and they'll knock my video camera off. So at any rate, he's always been wonderful, but it got to the point for me that I was physically in a lot of pain, and I had bulging discs in my back, herniated discs in 2 places in my back and in my neck. My neck still hurts a little bit, but not terribly. It's starting to subside a little bit. So I've been going to neurologists and to for the numbness in my hand and my neck and my back, and I do have some carpal tunnel, which I may get fixed. Before I decided to lose weight this year, I got all these results, and I was very sad about them. And walking up the stairs was becoming quite hard. I got winded really easy, and I thought, this might not, or this is not might not, all be due to, the physical pain. Certainly, if you have ever had pain or problems anywhere with your spine or your back or your SI joint, or, as you get towards 60, all these new things, these new parts of your body that you've never felt before that you feel, and menopause can be quite cruel to a lot of people. It makes you very tired. It makes you, some people, not all people, some people sail right through it, because I follow some pages with women that are of my age. And it can be a shocker, when you're rolling through life and you're feeling really good and things start to hurt. It can slow you down, and you don't really notice this slowdown so much, or I didn't, until I was in an awful lot of physical pain. And I definitely was drinking too much wine. I'd have wine every night with my husband. That doesn't help inflammation at all. I hardly drink at all now. He's taking me to dinner tonight, and I will have a glass of wine, but I drink just a couple times a month, if that, like 1 glass of wine here or there. I love my Aplos, which, yes, it's expensive, but so is wine. And it has kind of a calming effect. It's got like lion's mane in it. It's all healthy adaptogens, I think they call them. So I love having 1 or 2 of those at night with a sugar-free, it's got stevia in it, ginger beer. That also like is good for inflammation and calms your stomach. So I've made a lot of changes, and I would credit a lot of this to Zepbound for how I've gone along so far. But I also, when I was so fed up with feeling so terrible, and just hurting and feeling like I was 100 years old, I decided I am not going to get any. I got an injection in my neck that was terribly painful, went to a surgery center, and I thought, this is not going to make itself better. And you need to do something. You need to try something else. Nothing's working, right? So my daughter had been on Zepbound since August, and she had lost 70 something pounds. She looks amazing. She's my inspiration, one of my inspirations. And she did it differently than I did. She did it where she continued eating like junk food. She still eats healthy, but like she would push it more than I did. She's younger. She recovers easier with everything. She chases 3 of my beautiful grandkids around and gets a lot of exercise that way, and is always lifting, 50 pounds at a time. I'm not doing that anymore. So after she had experienced a lot of success and she didn't die, you hear all these scary commercials, and I was truly terrified to take this, truly terrified. And I thought, well, nothing else is working. Nothing else. I'm eating healthy food. I was monitoring what I was eating. I was working out, and my weight would go up and up. And I hadn't given up drinking, so that probably would have helped a great deal. But I was just like, no, I'm going to give it a try. So my daughter injected me, actually the first time I ever injected in my stomach, and told me to stop being a baby. She's very much like me, except I was the baby in this case. And she was just like, pull up your shirt and pinch your stomach. And she injected it for me, and it didn't hurt, but I was freaked out. Like I felt like I couldn't breathe. I get anxiety with things like that. So I was like, oh, I can't get a deep breath. We went to a craft store and walked around. She's like, you're fine. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I am fine. So the first month was very good. I actually even felt very strange. 2nd or 3rd week, I called my husband. I'm like, I felt almost like a feeling of euphoria after my shot. My mood was very good. The negative side effects were like being tired. I was very tired the first couple months for a few days after the shot. And I mean, like, I could take a nap, Walking Dead, zombie tired. And so I would lay down and sleep for like 40. I don't like to sleep more than 40 minutes a day. I think it was like a half hour. That has subsided. That has subsided a lot in the last couple of months. I couldn't drink. And if you look at some of my past videos where I talk about Zepbound and alcohol, when I did drink, it was not a lovely experience. I didn't throw up. I was terrified when I first started taking Zepbound of throwing up. And I have been very fortunate. I know there are terrible side effects that people get. They get diarrhea, they get nausea, they get vomiting, and just not feeling good. Knock on wood. And when I titrated up, I was afraid of it. I haven't gotten any of those things. And in looking back, in retrospect, as I'm into week 24 now, I'm a lot more confident about how I feel when I take it. I know that at first I was like, oh, it's just all the Zepbound. That's the only reason I'm losing weight. No, it's not. I don't drink much at all. I eat like chicken and a vegetable at dinner. I eat the same stuff all the time. I eat a couple eggs for breakfast almost every day. I eat, today I had turkey and my cucumber soup, which I'll put a link for the recipe that I made yesterday or the day before. I think I made it 2 days ago. Had that for lunch. That was delicious and filling. And I put whole fat Stonyfield yogurt in it. So it had protein in it. and I had some slices of turkey. That's like generally my lunch. Dinner, I have a protein and a salad, and maybe 4 nights a week, a slice of sourdough with some butter on it. So I'm not completely, I've been on keto before. I didn't like the way it made me feel. So, but I'm very protein forward. Like I want to eat the protein on my plate first. I eat slowly. I take small bites. I drink tons of water during the day. I walk around with these cups. They're everywhere and they're full of water. And I make sure I drink, 6 of those. There's 3 cups in there, 6 or 7 of those a day. I just constantly am drinking water. And my workouts. Last thing I'm going to share with you today is today was the first day, and I'm going to post a picture of it. I ran the whole 3 miles, and I don't know what came over me, but it's cool out today. I think the Canadian fires are causing smoke down here. It's very overcast, and I felt really good today. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to put on my music. And now my jogging is very slow. But the reason I do it that way is I had an orthopedic surgeon years ago tell me, if you jog slow, it's okay. Making sure that like your both feet aren't off the ground at the same time, which if you watch a fast runner, like they are pounding. And so I have found when I run in this manner where it's a little more laid back with one foot, both feet not off the ground at the same time. I sweated a lot, and but I didn't get my heart rate over, it went up to 158. I wear my watch with me. But in general, it was around 140, same as when I'm walking fast. So I was really, really excited about that today. And it's funny, I think you'll find when you do this, or I have found that at first it was so hard to do things. It was so hard. I couldn't walk 5 minutes on the stair stepper with my back and my neck. And this was just even a few months ago. Yesterday when I went to the Y, I did 15 minutes on the stair stepper and very heavy leg weights, leg press, inner and outer thigh. And I felt fantastic. And so I'm seeing these gains. They're very slow. I'm not in my 30s. I'm not in my 40s. I'm in my late 50s. I don't want to injure myself. You don't want to injure yourself. But I have to say that I'm just now starting to feel where I'm like, I feel fantastic. And I do not plan on ever going back to drinking every night or not working out if I can help it. If I can maintain this, I'd like to lose another, I think 25, 35, 40 pounds. I am right on the borderline in the thing on my scale, my aura scale, of being just bumped into overweight. So the charts and the doctor's charts, which are quite mean, want me to be smaller. My doctor said, because you're pear-shaped, you probably will carry a few more pounds. You don't want to be in the necessarily normal range, and you might not feel good in that range. And he's probably right, because when I went to Nordstrom the other day, I have dropped like 6 pant sizes. And so I don't want to go more than 1 or 2 pant sizes, not 2, maybe 1 more pant size smaller than this. So we'll see. I'm trying to lose it slowly. I'm trying to help so that my skin doesn't look too bad. If you lose weight too fast or don't take in enough protein, your body can look kind of funky. I'm not unhappy with my body right now. I'm actually, if I didn't lose any more weight, it wouldn't kill me, but I do want to lose 40 more pounds. So I'm just planning on slowly doing that and healthily doing that. And we'll look and see where my arms are after that. I'm not hip on, I really don't want to have any kinds of elective surgeries. Shoulder surgery was painful. They look painful. So anyways, I've been trying Gold Bond cream on my arms, and that seems to help like tighten things a little bit. I'm lifting weights most days a week, alternating days with arms and legs with like a couple rest days thrown in. And I'm not even going to think about any of that. My focus right now is eating healthy and maintaining my workouts and not hurting myself. So I hope that helped. If you have any questions, drop them below. This was an extra long weekly weigh-in, but I am feeling great. And I would, if you are on the fence, like so many people say so many negative things about these shots. I've not heard anyone say anything to me, but I read a lot about people that get hurtful things said to them, like, oh, you're not, oh, you're using Zepbound, that's cheating. Well, it's not. I truly believe that when Zepbound works for someone, or Ozempic or Wegovy or Mounjaro, Zepbound and Mounjaro are the same thing. Wegovy and Ozempic are the same thing. I feel there's something that's out of balance in your system that this shot helps to balance. At least that's certainly how I feel it was for me. Something was out of whack, and this really helped. It's supposed to help with your gut health. It's funny, I went to take my sister to her nephrologist because she has had a kidney transplant and she wants to go on it. She only has like 20 pounds to lose, which I'm jealous, but yeah, only 20 pounds to lose, but she's interested in going on it. And he said, and I Penn Medicine, some doctors are very against this. He said, I wouldn't be against you going on it. And I asked him, I had read that there were some positive things for people with chronic kidney disease who take this. And he said, yes, there are some studies. He said, I was specifically referring to that. He said, it's very interesting. It's a very interesting time for us in weight loss and medicine. So I would just say, talk to your doctor, do what's right for you. For me, it's been a miracle, and I am very happy and hope to continue taking this as long as it's helping me, with my inflammation and make me feel better. So I'd love to hear your journey. I love it when people comment. I get so many nice comments from people, and they update me on how they're doing. And I just love to hear from you. And that's it. That's Wednesday's weigh-in. I hope that next week is as fun. Hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope that it's a healthy, good week for you. Thanks for joining me. Bye.